NewsReal and Yalek here, Thursday, March 31st, 2022. Real news, real quick. The White House on Thursday announced the largest in history release of oil from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserves, an average of 1 million barrels per day for the next 6 months, resulting in a total release of 180 million barrels. The announcement reveals the failure of the Biden administration's energy policy, making the U.S. dependent on foreign oil imports. NATO says Russian forces in Ukraine are not withdrawing from the additional offensive actions to come. Many of Russia's soldiers in Ukraine are eating dogs after becoming sick of their expired rations. Beginning tomorrow, April 1st, Russia will require rubles as payment for its gas exports to countries which sanctioned Russia in connection with Ukraine. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, "No payment, no gas." Russia provides 40% of Europe's natural gas primarily for heating and power generation. Inflation jumped 6.4% in February compared with a year ago, according to the U.S. Commerce Department. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, so-called core inflation increased 5.4%, its highest increase in 40 years, which government spending and the Biden administration's supply chain disruption caused. A federal judge in Texas is barring the Navy from acting against sailors who have objected to vaccination against COVID-19 on religious grounds. The criminal investigation into the January 6 Capitol protests is examining the preparations for the rally, including among Trump White House officials, that preceded the disruptions, as the Justice Department aims to determine the full extent of any alleged conspiracy to stop Congress from certifying Joe Biden's election victory. Jamie Petrone has pled guilty to wire and tax fraud after she admitted to stealing $40 million worth of electronic equipment and computers from Yale Medical School, where she was the finance director, to fund her lavish lifestyle. She now faces up to 23 years in prison. Eau Claire School District in Wisconsin has instructed teachers not to reveal pupils' gender identities to parents. 2 school board candidates have said the guidelines showed blatant disregard for parental rights and responsibilities. And finally, an Australian scuba instructor teamed up with a group of reserve rangers near Victoria to rescue a possum clinging to a buoy near a pier. The possum became spooked when a vessel approached and jumped into the water, but rangers caught the animal with a net and brought him to safety. And that's the way the world is. See you next time.